As we prepare ourselves for the Russian Grand Prix at Sochi this weekend, we thought it would be the perfect opportunity to reflect on the 2020 F1 season like no other. After months of patiently waiting for a return to racing, the opening half of the 2020 Formula 1 season has flashed by in an instant. Here are 10 of the biggest talking points we have taken stock of so far. Mercedes has largely dominated the first half of the 2020 campaign, and looks well on course to claim an unprecedented 7th straight World Championship double. The W11 has so far proved untouchable in qualifying, while Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas have amassed a total of 7 victories from the opening 9 rounds. While incredibly strong, Mercedes' operation has not been perfect. Mistakes have come from both drivers, and amid hot temperatures at tracks that heavily punish tyres, Mercedes' W11 has been exposed to its few weaknesses. That particular scenario enabled Red Bull and Max Verstappen to capitalise at the 70th anniversary GP at Silverstone, while Pierre Gasly scored a shock victory for AlphaTauri during a chaotic race at Monza when Hamilton picked up a costly penalty for entering the pits when the pit lane was closed. Mercedes' success in 2020 has also coincided with its main rivals falling short, most notably Ferrari. Hamilton's sublime 2020 has coupled with an additional focus this year, which has been seen in his off-track fight and activism against racial injustice and equality. After his dominant victory in Spain, Mercedes F1 team boss Toto Wolff claimed that Hamilton is at his best when he is fighting adversity, something he believes has been highlighted by his anti-racism drive. By his own high standards, Hamilton made a poor start to the season in Austria on a mistake-ridden weekend that saw him only finish 4th while teammate Valtteri Bottas won. Following that defeat, Hamilton has turned the tables on Bottas and enjoyed a relentless run of form that has seen him score 7 pole positions and 6 wins from the first 9 races. He has subsequently charged into a 55-point lead in the championship. Hamilton can draw level with Michael Schumacher's record of 91 race wins at this weekend's Russian Grand Prix. That figure, along with Schumacher's tally of 7 world titles, was once considered untouchable, but Hamilton appears on course to match both this year. As he did in 2019, Bottas made the perfect start to the season with victory at the opening round, leading to suggestions that he could challenge Hamilton for the title, and that 2020 might just be the year he gets the better of his Mercedes teammate. But 8 further races down the line, and Bottas' season has ultimately underdelivered and been blemished by some costly errors. Bottas has shown that on his day, he is able to match and beat Hamilton. But the Finn is also aware that you cannot afford to slip up when going head-to-head with the most successful driver on the current grid. Too many times has that happened this season, and Bottas has hemorrhaged points on key occasions either through his own doing or misfortune that has seen him fall the equivalent of over 2 victories behind Hamilton in the championship. Ferrari has endured a terrible 2020 season and sits 6th in the Constructors' Championship following the first 9 races. The Italian squad has been woefully uncompetitive this year due to its car being exposed to a significant drop in engine performance, coupled with a design that is not aero-efficient. As a result, it has fallen into the midfield pack, and at times has been one of the slowest cars on track during a race weekend. In the short term, the picture looks bleak for Ferrari. It is focusing its efforts on the limited development allowed for next season to try and reduce some of its performance deficit, before turning attention to the all-new rules coming into force the year after. Verstappen has been in fine form this season, extracting the maximum and more from his RB16 on numerous occasions to prove a regular thorn in Mercedes' side. But Red Bull and Verstappen had ultimately hoped for and expected more from this season. Verstappen wanted to be fighting outright for victories in the championship, but it seems that the Dutchman has once again been cast in a supporting role in the title fight. He has finished no lower than 3rd this season and has on occasion split the Mercedes duo in qualifying and races, claiming a brilliant victory at Silverstone when he took advantage of Mercedes' tyre woes. But on merit alone, Red Bull has not quite had enough to consistently take the fight to Mercedes. While the title may now be out of reach this year, Verstappen has not put a foot wrong and continues to excel and improve on his path that will surely lead to world titles in the future. Lando Norris had already lived up to his hype with a strong rookie F1 season, and the Briton has returned for his sophomore campaign with greater confidence. Norris has starred for McLaren this season, claiming a remarkable maiden podium at the season-opening Austrian Grand Prix, and following it up with a total of 8 points finishes from the first 9 races of the year. He has been extremely strong in qualifying too, missing Q3 on just one occasion at Mugello and proven a strong match for teammate Carlos Sainz in the sister MCL 35. Pierre Gasly is another driver who has delivered a string of outstanding performances this season. The Frenchman has bounced back from the gut-wrenching disappointment of being demoted from Red Bull's senior team after just half a season last year, and the tragedy of losing one of his closest friends, Antoine Hubert, in what has been a rollercoaster 12-month period. Second place in a maiden podium at last year's Brazilian Grand Prix was a stunning result for Gasly, and having carried his strong end-of-season form into 2020, he topped it by scoring a shock-first Grand Prix win at Monza earlier this month. Gasly's victory handed Red Bull's junior team AlphaTauri just its second ever win in F1 and saw him produce a redemption story for the ages, as well as providing a feel-good factor for the sport in what was a classic race. Williams is undergoing huge and historic change after being sold to US investment firm Doralton Capital, a move which has paved the way for the departures of Sir Frank Williams and daughter Claire from their roles at the team. It marks the end of the era in an F1, with the famous family leaving the Grove-based squad after 43 years at the helm and a total of 16 world championships. Although Williams still holds 10th place and is yet to score in 2020, its on-track performance has vastly improved, enabling George Russell and Nicholas Latifi to challenge for Q2 and be in the hunt for the top 10 on race day. Williams has moved right back into midfield contention after spending a year as a backmarker, and thanks to the fresh investment, it now has a secure future and solid foundations with which to build on. F1 faced questions and criticism in its attempts to go racing, but it has done so in a safe manner by holding its events behind closed doors. The delayed and disrupted 2020 season only started 11 weeks ago, and F1 has successfully crammed in 9 events to get over the halfway mark of the 17-round campaign. Pulling off 9 races with 3 triple-header events split by just a weekend off after each section has been a monumental effort for all involved, and it has pushed F1 personnel to the limit. Barring a handful of positive cases, including Racing Point driver Sergio Perez, F1's COVID-19 protocols and testing procedures have been a success. All in all, organising the season amid such tough circumstances caused by the coronavirus pandemic should be viewed as a huge achievement by all involved. F1's different 2020 season has shown that the amount of races on the calendar does not necessarily lead to enhanced entertainment. Many fans have found its revised 17-round schedule, rather than the planned 21-race season, a refreshing change. While it will go down as the shortest F1 season on record since 2009, there has not been a shortage of memorable moments, with some bonkers races in Austria, Monza and Mugello. F1 is eagerly awaiting a first visit to Portimao, as well as a return to former Grand Prix venues at the Nürburgring, Istanbul and Imola. Meanwhile, a chaotic maiden Tuscan Grand Prix was well received despite some skepticism as to what the quality of racing at the Mugello circuit would provide. Drivers ultimately left Mugello saying they would like to return to the challenging venue in the future. A mix of modern and traditional circuits has whetted the appetite nicely for spectators and provided an added intrigue to an already unprecedented and unpredictable year. Perhaps F1 can take advantage of a remarkable season to determine what does and doesn't work for its future calendars. What has been the biggest takeaway from the 2020 season in your opinion? Has this been one of the best seasons so far in years? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Crash F1.